#1 overall seed. It is the Chicago Bulls. They managed that with a victory last night. For some reason, even on this panel, they're not getting a lot of run. They're not getting a lot of respect. I'm not going to ask you if they can win it all because I know you guys don't even have them coming out of the East. Are they a legitimate contender for the NBA championship this year?
They are a legitimate contender. You know, first thing, people make too much out of the best record, whether it's the league or your conference. Because most years, the team with the best record doesn't win the championship.
You can ask the Cavs about that.
Yeah, and Michael Jordan, how many times did his team have the best record when they won the championship? A few, but certainly not every year. So that's overrated. But the Bulls are definitely a legit contender. They've got all the things you need to contend. The best defense in the league. Not one of the best, the best, at least through the 82 games. The best rebounding team in the league. And that's with Joakim Noah almost missing half of the season and Boozer missing 20-something games. You got the one guy who, when all else fails, you can give him the ball and he can create for himself or his teammates. There's nobody staying in front of Derrick Rose. So you've got that. And obviously they're well coached. I mean, it's a rookie coach, but Thibodeau can coach. And you've got a couple of other scorers with Luol Deng and Carlos.
How were they flawed then? Before you said everybody in the East is flawed.
Well, the two guard, they tried to upgrade. They desperately wanted to upgrade at the trade deadline. They weren't able to. And, you know, Derrick Rose, even though Luol Deng and Boozer both averaged over 17, you know, some people still aren't sure that you can count on one of those two to give it to you every single night as a number 2 scorer. And I think just their youth. But they're a good team, and I think, like I mentioned, the 3 in the West, the 3 in the East, Miami's the best shot, then Chicago, and then Boston.
All right.
You failed to convince me that they're a legit contender. I'm sorry.
What do you need?
I don't
I
don't buy the Bulls. Unless you can convince me it's just meant to be that they are now the Green Bay Packers of the NBA, where they just get on some crazy roll, everything breaks their way, and they just suddenly win it all, and you say, how exactly did that happen? I don't know. Is Derrick Rose Aaron Rodgers, where he just came from nowhere last year to everywhere this year? Maybe. But even think about what just happened. They just lucked into the overall #1 seed. They did, Chris.
How'd they luck
okay, wait a
into
second.
it?
A timeout. They go to Orlando, and I think they're going to lose that game. Dwight Howard's suspended. Then they go to the Knicks, and I think they're going to lose that game. Amari can't play. Then
the Bulls are the last team you should be talking about guys missing games.
Wait a second. Okay, but wait a second. Then last night, it still looked like it was going to come down to a virtual, that we're just going to have to flip a coin about who's going to get best record.
Could have happened.
And what happens? 2 minutes into the game, Manu goes down in a heap with Grant Hill crashing on top of him, and it's over, man. They give up 34 points in the first quarter because they lost heart in that game. And Bulls survive. And it's like, here.
You can't say it was
they were dinged all year.
Exactly,
but
year
everything
long.
was by default. Look, you said everybody's flawed? Think about this. Okay, Orlando makes a huge, big blockbuster trade, and they have to figure things back out, right? Then the Perkins trade, and then the Heat's growing pains, and LeBron's missing last shot after last shot. They took advantage of this. They sort of rose by default, so to speak.
No,
am I right?
You did not convince me at all.
All right.
You just don't like Derrick Rose.
No, I caught it. I caught it.
The only person you hate worse than Derrick Rose is LeBron.
That's a